Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We are giving you guys another UK Force discussion around Ready to Love. And so we're going to talk about the latest episode that has just gone, season 6, episode 6. It was quite eventful. There was quite a few things that were happening. We saw Joy take Demetrius down a peg or two, bang bang. We also saw Precious as well. Unfortunately, exit stage left, but not without leaving a little footnote for Demetrius as well. Somebody set me up, okay? And we also had Tina also. Again with Demetrius calling by the collar. It seems that Demetrius seems to be in quite a few of these battles of late. And then we had also Dakia and we had Clifton doing some oyster challenges out here. She never took her eyes off the prize, as they say. We also had a lovely Joy gently let down Paul like they did to Paul in the Bible when he was running away from all the people that were trying to kill him. She gently said, "Listen, hey, Captain, it's time for you to go. I am just your friend, and that's all we're gonna ever be," like Mario said. There was quite a few things that were going on. It was an exciting episode. It was definitely an exciting episode in terms of the conversations that were had. I haven't forgotten the fact that Vern had an ace up his sleeve, and he nailed it down and ended up playing that ace on the card of the table and ended up picking up two. Okay, because the brother tried, and they caught him by the neck and said, "Bruh, we ain't here for that advice." Okay, just to let you know. So there was quite a few things that were going on. So I'm not here alone. I'm going to be discussing the episode with a few familiar faces. Lovely guests as always. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We'll start with Charlene from the top, and we'll go around and we'll let them know who you are and where they can find you and how they can follow you as well. So, Charlene, let them know.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene, the Vocal Alchemist. You can follow me right here on YouTube, actually. Subscribe to my channel, which is also Charlene, the Vocal Alchemist. And you can follow me on Instagram at, you guessed it, Charlene, the Vocal Alchemist.
Beautiful stuff. Fab.
Hey everyone. I'm on a podcast called Black No Filter, and we're also on YouTube, and you can find us on Instagram at Black No Filter, or you can find me at That's Why I'm Fab.
Lovely stuff. Zion.
Hi guys, my name's Zion, and you can find me on YouTube at Zion's Rants and on Instagram on Zion's Rants as well.
Oh, sorry, Miss Lush, go for it. My bad. That's my bad.
Hey, I'm Jessica. You can find me on Instagram at Ms. Lush.
Beautiful stuff. And JR, let them know.
I'm JRXTV. You can find me on Instagram at JRXTV or at Real VIP Training on Instagram. Soon to be on YouTube. Not quite yet though.
Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, so look at JR smiling. Listen, episode 6 was again another great episode. I didn't mention one of those. There's two of those I didn't mention. Donovan, the new boy, had 3 dates in one episode, so he was obviously busy. And then we also had an interesting incident with, was it this episode? Oh my gosh, my last episode. Eric and Carmen, was it this episode? It was this episode? It was this episode. Okay, sometimes we're thinking, is that the last episode? So we had Eric and Carmen. Eric released some details to Carmen as well. So let's start there with an absolute bang. Let's go strong and keep it going from there. Eric disclosed some information to Carmen. Was it a violation to do so? And why? And then give us your general thoughts as well. So, JR, I'm going to let you kick off today. Tell us your thoughts about this.
Well, it seems like our boy Eric has thrown the Kia under the bus on his date with Carmen. He kind of said that the Kia tried to kiss him and he obliged, which is something I don't think he should have disclosed to Carmen at all. Even if it did go that way or it didn't, I think he went too far, revealing too much about what happened. Carmen already has something against Dakia, and she might see her as a direct threat or the only real threat to her in the group. Or she may just be insecure and feel that Dakia is, pretty, accomplished, and may just have a little bit of envy, a bit of the green-eyed or blue-eyed monster going on with Dakia, So Eric, definitely not a good look. And by the looks of the trailer, it looks as if he's going to get cooked for making that faux pas.
Mm-hmm. Love that point as well, bro.
So-
You're absolutely right. Love
Sorry,
that point.
guys.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, all I saw was Dakia come into, the meeting room with the guy, everyone, and then she said that Eric did something, but I didn't see what he actually did.
No one knows yet.
No one
babe.
knows
No one
yet.
knows. Oh,
For
I
next
thought they'd have
week.
revealed it, and I was unaware. I was like,
No,
what
no.
was I watching?
No, baby, we all wondering the same thing. We don't know what it
I was
is.
like, no, did I miss something here? Yeah, okay.
You're good,
Sorry,
you're
guys.
good.
Sorry.
No, it's
Go on,
okay. It's
go on.
okay. But you're there now, so continue. You're there. Go for it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, let us know
Oh,
your thoughts. Eric and Carmen, let us know.
yeah, I feel like with Carmen, I think that they have a connection outside of the show. So I feel like Carmen's using that to her advantage, very much so, like with Eric, and their whole demeanor together is completely different. Like when they're with other people, they're two different people, and then when they're together, it's like their personalities is, do you get what I mean? It's very like I don't know, like I think Carmen dominates Eric a bit from how I'm looking at it. Is like she's very like full force with Eric, and like you're basically gonna do what I say because I already know you like me anyway, type thing. So I don't really know. I don't know what's gonna happen after the fact, but the whole Dakia and Eric thing, yeah, I'm trying to find out what's going on with that. But I do think that there might be something going on with Carmen and Eric behind the scenes. I don't really know, but that's just my opinion on that.
It's a fair shout. They do have a very good chemistry, so I can see how you can get to that point. I definitely hear that. I mean, they do know each other from before the show, so that is definitely plausible. So who knows what the chef was cooking up in her house? Who knows? Miss Lush, what's your thoughts on this then? What's your thoughts on this?
Okay. One, I liked Eric, but I don't know if I feel like people are trying to play games now. It's getting to crunch time and maneuvers are happening, and I'm just getting slightly confused because he was kind of all in on Dakia, and she's his first choice. So Carmen, you're the second choice. So she's getting all big for her boots, like, yeah, that's mine. I think she's just trying to claim because they've got history. Maybe they did a thing before. Maybe they were all friends with benefits, or they're just friends that always liked each other. I don't know what happened before. But she feels like, okay, I've kind of got an easy ride. If I claim on him and he knows that, okay, this is me and you, maybe we'll get to the end. I don't know, because it's just a bit weird how all of a sudden, because she was all liking Clifton, and now she's just like, yeah, Eric's mine, like just claiming him, like, boom, that's my guy. Okay, relax. When when Eric was like, oh, well, something happened between me and Dakia, like trying to make it be like, well, I don't know if he's trying to do damage control because of what's going to come out, but making it like, oh, well, she tried to kiss me, and helpless man, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't leave her hanging. Like the way you're trying to imply it is like she was coming on to you, but then we don't know what's going to be shown. But she, you see in the next episode, don't want no parts of him. She says, I don't want to date him anymore. She don't want to talk to him anymore. So you must have done something that she felt uncomfortable, or you violated, or there was, I don't know, sometimes when guys get drunk or whatever, he could have done something that was like, she's thinking like, okay, maybe she thought it was a bit playful. Then she might have said, okay, nah. And he kept, we don't know. We just don't know. But the vibe was off. Even when he went to speak to Tommy, His whole demeanor felt like guilty schoolboy. Vibe was off. Like you've been called into the principal office. So that was just like, nah, something with Eric, because he seemed like, oh, such a nice guy, chef, da, 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 da. But why are you trying to play it like, okay, Takia is all onto you, but you really like Carmen, but you're telling the cameras, you're telling everybody that Takia is your first choice and Carmen's the second. But then when you want to Carmen, like, I'm feeling you, you got me, you know, it's me and you. But then saying Takia is my first choice, bro, the flip-flop is mad. You're like, Ghanaian Chalawate, hey, what's going on? The flipping flopping is confusing me. Like, I don't understand what is going on. Are you trying to get to the end? Do you have a genuine more connection with Carmen? Because of, I just don't understand. The math is not mathing, and I'm just looking at this guy sideways now. Like, what are you trying to do? Even his little flirt, like, I think he's doing is seeming like it's not seeming genuine anymore. So I don't know what's happening. But bruv, his flip flopping is anyway. My grandma's flip flops have seen more days. Anyway.
Flip flopping indeed. I hear ya. Charlene, what's your thoughts on Eric and Carmen? You know, he said I obliged to kiss, man. Oh, that's a bit wild, isn't it? What's your thoughts?
Listen, I'm not sure why Carmen feels the need to present herself as the alpha chick in the room, but it seems to be very important to her to talk about how she just has this top dog kind of mentality and this competitiveness in regards to the men that I don't find personally attractive. Now, here's the thing. The reason why Eric said what he did is because he's a people pleaser. And let me tell you something. You're listening to me? Let me tell you something. If the guy that you are dating has bad words to say about his ex or the other women that he is dating, you need to open your eyes and open your ears to hear them good, because this is the energy of someone who will say anything to please you, not realizing that he's compromising his own integrity in order to do that. And when a man or a woman compromises their integrity, it is not attractive. And there is a chance that the person you're speaking to can lose respect for you. It's a chance that you're taking and you don't even realize it. And so when he was talking about obliging the kiss, first of all, were you not grown enough to say no? Why are you obliging a kiss? If you don't want to kiss her, just say no. And second of all, why are you telling Carmen, who you know is competing with Takia, what happened in the first place? I like vaults. People who have information and you put it in the vault and you seal it because it's respect. And I just don't think that, I think that Eric's going to really regret that.
I'm hearing you on that, man. 100%, man. Yeah, people pleasing indeed, baby. Fab.
Everybody already said it, to be honest. I'm just going to call it what it is. One bag of mix up. One bag of mix up. I can't understand Carmen's competitiveness. Like, I was sitting there and I watched it again today and I sat there over dinner and I said to myself, I don't know what happened in Carmen's previous relationships, or I don't know how she negotiates her relationships at work, but there has obviously been something where she's like, I am determined to win at all costs. Her and Eric's relationship, I actually don't like it. I don't think they're going to work on the outside, because I think she is presenting herself as an alpha individual, and that's fine. And he is not an alpha male, or he's not, at least he's not presenting himself in that way here. And I think very soon she will get bored of him and tired of him. And whether that's because he's people pleasing, or whether it's just because he's just coming across a bit soft, man. I can't take it. And I think that Carmen is playing with him. I think she needs someone to challenge her behavior. Whether or not even that would last, I don't know. But her and Eric, no, I don't like it. I think it's very, it's not giving what it needs to give. It's very disingenuous, actually. I think when I was watching the two of their conversation, it was almost like they'd been in cahoots and they'd gone off and they were now coming back to tell everybody, well, I did this and I did this. Oh, yeah, but you know what? Wow, she leaned in and I had to kiss her. It was like they had planned it, and he was telling her, oh, I'm telling you this because, you know, this was part of the plan and I had to go along with it. Just, Dakia is a beautiful woman and you like her, and that's okay. I don't know why you're running around after Carmen, because she's not gonna take you to the altar. Like, it's not gonna end the way you want it to end. So I'm turned off from him now, unfortunately. And he's a cook and he seems like he cooks really good food, but I don't care.
I hear you on that. Before you go, Jar, let me play the clip so they can actually see what it was seen.
And I did oblige.
How did you feel about that kiss?
So I can't say that I'm not feeling her, because I am feeling her.
And it's no judgment. I mean, you're supposed to go through the process.
Okay, Jar, talk to us.
Yeah, so what I was going to just add is there isn't actually anything wrong with them meeting up. And if the chemistry was right between them sharing a kiss, right? But again, revealing it to Carmen in a competitive situation where, you know, it's a game at the end of the day, but also you're trying to find connections and stuff, that was a violation, because now Dakia won't trust him with, you know, it may take her a while to even get over that incident and even speak to him again, let alone date him, right? So that was a big mistake. And I also think that the fact that he was an employee of Carmen's at some point, I think that also plays a role in their dynamic, because she seems to have power over him or assume a powerful position over him. And that could be based on like the employer staff type vibe, if you get what I mean. Like, she was his boss at one time, so she was telling him what to do, where to put things, how she liked things, this, that, the other, in a professional environment. And that may be the spillover that carries on because they're now on the show. It's like that energy still exists.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I agree. I think that she does have power over him. And just as you just said that, I literally was actually pulling up that clip. So, good segue there, Jar.
He's mine. If I want to be with Eric, I can have him. You're just an appetizer. I'm the main course.
And I would want...
It's a bit peak in it, really. It's a bit smelly, yeah, Charlene.
It's smelling. It's thinking.
I don't understand her. Like, I never been with a baddie, you know, a baddie. But girl, I just don't understand why you're giving it like you are the baddie of the baddie. That you're embarrassing yourself because you're saying, I'm the main course, you're the appetizer, he's mine. But then he's telling everyone the kid is my number one. Yes, drink that water. Hydrate. Because what kind of madness are you telling everyone on the screen? But he's telling everyone on the screen that you're number two, honey. And you're big badding yourself like, yeah, she's desperate. Just, why are you hating? Is it because she's pretty? Why are you hating? Why are you hating? Can't we all be bosses? She's a boss, you're a boss. It is what it is. Congratulate. What is... No, I don't understand her energy. You're obviously jealous, intimidated, find her a threat, and doing everything to play it off like you're this baddie. Oh, girl, bye. Girl, go. It's embarrassing. It's giving embarrassment. Very much so. Like, and he needs to stop. He needs to stop telling her what she wants to hear, because when she watches it back, she's going to look like Boo the fool. Boo the fool. Telling everyone, yeah, but he's saying something else, baby. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I don't know what's going on with her. She needs to relax. You are really giving me that you think you are everything. Okay. All right, sister girl. We'll see.
But wasn't she like that? You remember when was it the first episode? She was like that, the first episode where she was like, oh, well, you know, all these girls have nothing on me. I've got real hair. All these, yeah. I was like, oh, if you don't go away.
She's really insecure.
One day I was like, yeah, she's
insecure.
gonna be problems.
Yeah, she's definitely.
You know what I think this
she don't
is?
want peace.
Right?
She wants problems.
What I think this is that when you've got an alpha woman like Carmen, things like that, they can work in business. It can work in the workplace. When you are in a business, which I think she is, when you run your own business and you feel you need a competitive edge, then that works. But you have to remember that Eric is not an acquisition. He's not an object that belongs to you. And he's not a chess piece. He's not a pawn. And so you're saying, I can have him if I want him.
I want him.
Now let's flip the tables now. Imagine if a man had said that about a woman. There would be arms
house
in the comment section. There would be an eruption because of the feistiness. And I think that Eric, in this dynamic here, when you've got an alpha who is that powerful and that strong, you have a choice to make as to whether you are going to hold your boundaries and your structures of power, or whether you're going to collapse and fold. Eric is doing the latter. And it is not, I'm telling you, man, don't collapse, don't fold around powerful people. You have to hold your own, or they will not respect you. She already doesn't respect him. She's saying, I can have him if I want him. Does that sound like respect? And I'm going to flip my hair.
And the thing, didn't she say that I'm good at chasing men? I get what I want, or I get the men. Like, it's baby girl. So you're telling people that you're thirsty and that should be, you know, a credit. You say on your CV, I'm thirsty and I can drink. It's not cute. Like, yeah, I chase after man, and no, it's not cute. Nope.
I want to know who hurt her. This behavior has come from somewhere very, very wild. Not a lawn chair. Lol. It's true. Her behavior is very. Can I ask you a question, JR? JRX TV. Can I say JR? No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Let me know. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, if you met a woman like Carmen and she's attractive, I don't really like the comment she keeps making about my real hair, my skin, my nails. I don't understand. Everybody's very attractive and we can all win. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. If you met a woman like her and she was doing what she's doing on the show towards you, would you find it attractive? Or is there an element where it's attractive? Is it like a point where it goes like this and it dips off? Like, I just can't understand it, because it's got to have worked for her in the past, but it's not working right now.
Right. No, I wouldn't find it attractive, because she's very superficial. She's very vain, very self-centered. So that's an automatic turnoff. And also, like, if it's all about herself, then I think she would struggle or find it very challenging to actually have a relationship where she can actually celebrate being with a partner. Like, she's too much into herself and the way she looks and all that stuff. And also, if she is competitive, that may lead to her being quite combative and argumentative as well. Not saying she is, but if there is a conflict or you have a point of contention where one has to agree to disagree or whatever, she comes across as someone who would go all out to try and win, you know, or instead of actually looking at the bigger picture of maybe if she takes a step back, it could diffuse the whole situation. So that's the vibe she gives off to me personally. But yeah, she's too into herself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself, by the way, and thinking you're attractive, but to project it as much as she does, that signals to me that she's not quite comfortable. She seems to be quite insecure, particularly about looks. Real hair, fake blue eyes. That makes sense.
Hearing you on that, hearing you on that. Listen, I think. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Carmen, as you guys already kind of said all my points, but Carmen for me, she just has a hold over Eric. Eric, unfortunately, the brother is lost in the sauce. Okay, Carmen has got her talents in him, and that's why she can say what she can say about him. You know what I mean? Like, you can only be that bold and confident about someone when you know you have some level of power over that person. So, she's smart. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's got her buddy in there, and he's really trying to. It feels like he's trying to prove himself to her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm loyal to you. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna go nowhere. And it's like, bro, like, it's so sad to see that, bro. You've allowed yourself to be in a position where you're being controlled, and to a point where you're now almost kind of disrespecting the other party, because you like Dakia. You said you like Dakia, you like her energy, you like being around her, and then now you're snitching to Carmen about obliging a kiss to Dakia. No, man, that for me, brother, that's one. I can't say the word, but that's a B move, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you gotta man up a little bit here, bro. Not even just man up. It's just it's normal human social skills. Like, if I'm talking to someone and I say I like them, I'm not about to start releasing information to another girl that I'm talking to. Like, I would love to say it's triangulation, but he ain't that smart. So so it's not even that. He's just foolish enough to do that because maybe I don't know if he's wanted Carmen for a long time and it's been like a lost puppy for her, whatever. But again, it's just round 2. He's done some silliness with Carmen over Dakia as well, and it's like Carmen's made it her job now because she knows. And this is another thing. This actually happens a bit, quite a bit. This is unfortunately this is the side chick that knows your main girl. This is the side chick that knows your main girl, and she knows that you are disrespectful to your main chick and will end up disrespecting the main chick because she knows you ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that is, you've given her that much power to like defame Dakia. It's crazy, man. So yeah, I definitely hear that. Jay, last point, go for it.
Maybe he's still chasing that TripAdvisor comment or review from her, from when he did the job for her.
Yeah, it may be, but the one, someone said the same thing because it was in the comments as well. I just think to myself, you have, as a man, right? Yeah, you can't allow yourself to be put into a position like this where you're under duress. You know what I mean? Sometimes just like the reason why that person put you under duress in the first place is because they know that they either know that your boundaries are not good, or 2, they're testing and they're trying to see what you're gonna do. So yeah, of course, she might give you a bad review. Okay, she might give you have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with it. And now you know better business practices. Don't get too acquainted next time with your business, somebody you're doing business with, right? Don't mix the pleasures with the business. It might be a good lesson for you. It's a painful one, and no one really, we wouldn't want that to happen. But do you know what? She knows she can do this to you. So she knows she can put you on a leash. That's the scary place to be, man. I'm not trying to be on anybody's leash. I'm now trying to, stick my tongue out, wag my tail, and have you pet my underside. Like, come on, like we're grown ass men here, man. Behave yourself. All right, we'll leave them to. Let's move on to another one then. Donovan was out here collecting date after date after date. Man even bought birthday present, He was doing bits. Come on now. You like to see it. We like to see it. And so, I wanted to kind of get your perspective on it. On the dates that he had. I can show you a little clip as well, just before you go into anything, so you have a little reminder, a little taster of what he said on those dates. Here we go.
If my partner has children already, I kind of see it as an opportunity to like have a bigger family.
Right. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah, exactly. I need you to stop right now because I feel like you're in my life, okay? In my head.
Yeah, girl, don't lie. You're thinking about your panties. Okay, so what's your kind of thoughts on Donovan and his 3 dates? I'll probably play a few more clips in between just so you can remind yourselves of what it was. But yeah, what was your kind of thoughts on the 3 dates? I'm gonna let Fab go this time. Fab, what's your thoughts on our brother Donovan, a new boy on the block?
Donovan is very cute and he came in smooth. Donovan came in like butter on hot toast, yeah, just trying to charm everybody. And it's very entertaining. To be honest with you, so he had the date with Sabrina and they had their little Cali connection and blah, blah, blah. The date with Carmen, I couldn't quite, for me personally, I think he holds his cards very close to his chest because I couldn't figure out who is he really feeling? And I think that's a good thing, if I'm honest with you. He seems very grown. He seems very about his business. And he doesn't seem afraid to be like, I think there was a conversation with him and Carmen and she said, and he asked her, are you looking to expand your family? And she was like, no, not really. And he was like, oh, okay. So his response was, well, I'm open to, having more children, having a family. And she was like, oh, well, for the right guy, maybe I could do. I said, huh? Wow. I didn't think the alpha woman would do a U-turn, but you know what? In the right package. So I like that about him because I think he seems to like to be the kind of guy that this is what I want. I'm happy to be very charming, happy to be very nice. But yeah, so far so good for me, but I think he's holding his cards close to his chest. I like that about him. Apart from they had that little bit of a altercation at the end of the episode where he felt like people were telling him what to do. But so far, so good for me.
Love that. So far, so good for you. Donovan's doing bits. We love it. Okay. Zion, what's your thoughts on Donovan, the new boy on the block?
I don't really have like a lot to say about Donovan because they haven't really been showing him as much, just here and there. But he seems like he's interested in, I don't know, like Sabrina a little more from what they were showing. With Carmen, he fed Carmen. Carmen's always getting fed by men. I'm sorry, yeah. She is always getting fed. And I had to note that down because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But anyway, yes, okay. She was getting fed, okay, guys. She was getting fed. So I was like, yes, girl. I like that part. But the rest of it, no. I was like, she's playing a game. She's mad sweet with everyone. But when it comes to like Eric, complete different person. So yeah. I don't know. Donovan, I don't know about him. I don't know because they don't really show him too much, so I don't really know. He's okay for now, He's not got any dramas, so that's fine. So yeah.
Cool. I'd like to hear it. I'm going to play another clip for you guys just to see what your thoughts are on this particular part. What was said here. Mm-hmm.
Years recently that you got divorced.
Yes.
Same thing for me. I went through a divorce as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually really happy to hear that because I think people hear like, oh, 5 months, and they're like, oh, shoot. So...
Yeah. We co-parent.
Okay.
So 5 months divorced.
Sounds like a trauma bond to me, but what do I know? I haven't been married, so let me just.
But don't people ask these questions though when someone says, okay, I've 5 months out of a divorce, why are you trying to look for someone now? What happened, kind of thing? Don't people ask that? Because he didn't really ask, did he? He was like,
Charlene?
Wait a minute. If he's been divorced for 5 months,
yeah,
gathering, well, I'm putting timelines together, and it takes a while after you apply to be a cast member on the show before the show starts to film. So I'm wondering if he put his application in. Well, it sounds like more than likely that he put his application in before his divorce was even final.
Yes.
And
is it that he was married for 5 months and was divorced, or he has been divorced?
No, he's been married for like 12. He was married for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
5.
and I
So
don't know if it was him who's been married, who's been divorced 5 months. I think she has been
Sabrina. Yeah, it was
divorced 5 months.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's like what? I was like, what is going on? Okay.
that's why I said Sabrina's the LA pimp, you know.
Oh yeah.
Kojo, thank you for playing the flip. You know that slip. How did it slip past me, Kojo? Like, what's going on? Thank you for playing that clip because I didn't catch it the first time round.
Yeah.
Someone said they could have been separated for a few years though. So they could have been separated for a few years, and that's why
That's true.
5 months divorce. Well, that's probably why that's happened. So that's also a thing as well.
But correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. Isn't separation, aren't you still cheating? Or not really?
Technically, I always say you want to get out of the ballpark. You want to get that divorce quick. You know what I mean? Like that separation is a very dangerous area. You know what I mean? I always tell people dating people who are separated until they have divorced, please stay away from them because it may change their mind. You know.
But even when they are divorced, I mean, you're divorced. Are you in the arena to even want to go again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's too quick.
But I'm not going to judge Sabrina. I just didn't catch it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do this on that one.
Yeah, I'm side-eyeing Sabrina. I don't care. I'm side-eyeing her all the time.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm just like, Sabrina.
We don't know who filed for divorce. It could have been her partner. Do you know what I mean? Like we just don't know, and she could just be like, "Yeah, I'm still looking for love, blah blah blah." But 5 months is a short time. Let's not play. But
it is a short time.
Could have done the healing. They could have been separated for a number of years.
There might not be healing. She might just want to get over the hurt, so she's just using someone to get over the pain. When they say get under someone to get over someone, or that whatever that nonsense is.
Yeah, that's
5 months. You haven't done the work, babe.
Yeah.
Now I see why she gets excited when it's like there's guys wanting her to compete. Now she wants to add a throttle. Like, she wants an entanglement. She really wants an entanglement. Wow. She's like, yes.
Some of us want to be entangled. I understand.
I'm not going to judge her. I don't feel like I know enough information.
No.
She could have been separated for years upon years upon years, and it just so happens that the divorce was official 5 months ago. We don't know enough. We don't know enough yet. So let the girl live. Let the girl live.
Please.
Kojo, DM her.
Huh? I'll DM and ask her, yeah. I'll DM and ask her. She actually watches the show, so she probably has seen some of the stuff we've said.
Hi, Sabrina.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
But
But I'm still saying, I mean, 5 months. Listen, baby, you might want it to rest a little bit. Let it rest a little bit. Let it rest a little bit. Let it rest a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say let it rest.
Let it rest.
JR, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Well, I'm gonna keep the same energy that you guys had when you thought it was Donovan that we were talking
Thank you,
about.
sir. I knew he was gonna say it. I knew he was gonna say it for me. That's why I let you go. So go on, tell him.
5 months is too quick to come on the show. Maybe it wasn't finalized, the paperwork and all that. It hasn't dried yet. So to get back out and go on to this show and want the two guys to compete with her, to compete for her, Demetrius and Tori to compete for her. She wants to feel wanted again. She wants to feel needed. But yeah, her date with Donovan went quite well. I think they were trying to develop a bond. Wouldn't necessarily say a trauma bond, but they definitely have a similar experience, both having been married and that. Obviously, they didn't go into too much detail about what happened in their marriages, which is, I think, a good thing, because then, you know, you're not harping on about what happened before. You're not talking about your past. You're ready to focus on the present and where the future is going to lead you. So I think that was also good. And I would also say that the fact that he does have kids, he came across very mature. He spoke about his kids. He also probably got brownie points for remembering her birthday as well. So yeah, that was a solid date. I do think that his connection with Tina on the date he went on with Tina was also very strong. Again, both of them have kids, so that was a bond that they shared. Didn't go into, oh, well, my baby mother was like this or my ex was like this. They kept it about the present, and then they spoke about the future. So I thought those 2 dates went particularly well. And with Dakia, I think he really does like Dakia. I think his real attraction, like physically, is with Sabrina and Dakia. So yeah, like he was a busy guy. He didn't throw anyone under the bus. He didn't mention any of the other ladies to any of the ladies that he was actually dating. Yeah, it came across quite smooth, quite intelligent, quite suave. Yeah, so, and he does have catching up to do, considering he's one of the latecomers to the show. So he had to kind of speed date and get 3 dates in that week. Yeah, it seems like a solid dude from what I can see. All 3 dates went well, no red flags, no drama. So yeah, it went well for him.
Love that, JR. Thank you very much. Also, as well, I think again, production obviously trying to set us up. They're trying to pinpoint something because why did we get 3 dates in one episode? Some people are struggling to get one.
Yeah, but because but isn't it because he's new, isn't it?
Yeah, but 3.
Still.
3, baby, 3.
Yeah.
Usually have the one date, the person meets them, they're the curveball, they have the
He
one
hasn't shown
episode.
as much though.
Huh?
He from this episode, he's been shown more. Whereas like a couple episodes, he hasn't been really.
Yeah, because I think he joined. What was it? Last episode he joined.
Last
Episode that he got to be in. I think it was. He came after the pool. I think. So he hasn't been in it long. You know, he hasn't been in it long. So, but they spruced him up in this episode. They gave him 3 dates in one episode.
Yeah.
They're trying to do something. I'm just gonna say it now. There is something brewing. I don't know what, but there's something brewing. Because if you put him in 3 dates in one episode, Sabrina, Dakia, and Carmen, and none of these women are calm. No, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, especially Carmen.
Yeah, Spice about to go on. Sorry, Miss Lash, I cut you off earlier on. Go for it.
I don't remember. But just to speak of Donovan, yeah, he's given. I think that he knows how to present himself to women, especially different women, and how they might perceive him or how they give the energy. Because with Carmen, he kind of lets her be who she needs to be, but still assertive in a way like, yeah, but I can still be there. I can still remember little things. I can still make you smile. Oh, I can make you feel nice, feel a little bit giddy. It's your birthday. Here you go. Have some cake or whatever dessert that came on. He can talk about politics or things of the world that might like stimulate the mind of Dakia. Then he was stimulating Sabrina. But anyway, we'll talk about that. He just felt like he was like different guys. Even with Tina, like he is a different guy with each woman. And sometimes you would think, is it a bad thing? Is he a player? Is he a reform player? But I just feel like he just knows how to speak with the woman he's presented with. And he's very respectful. He's not rude. He's not arrogant. He's not boasting. He's not talking about the others. Like, I like how he came across in all the females. Like, he was nowhere. And now all the females like, oh, well, this Donovan came and now, like, they're thinking, okay, he's now in the mix. They had their top twos or their top, and now Donovan is getting in the mix. Like all of them were like, well, Donovan surprised me. Like he knows how to. He was a latecomer, but my man was Pokemon trying to catch them all. He was getting it. Like he got the rewards. Like, but he definitely, even he said it. Like, I have more connection with Sabrina. Even the way he hugged at then, when you watch, it's like chick flick movie when you hug the girl and she wants to kick that one foot, pop it. That hug at the end was just like, yes. No, she was feeling. She's like, a couple more drinks. I will sleep with him. Yes, I will definitely sleep with him. I was like, I haven't heard you say you'll sleep with Tori. I haven't even heard you sleep with Demetrius, but you said you're gonna sleep with Donovan. Like that, you're gonna open. And she said, bust it down, Tatiana, because she was really. I can see she's like, get out you're in my world, you're in my head. She was flustered. Yeah. She was just like, she was enjoying. Conversation can be very sexy, and if you know how to conversate and engage with the person, she was in that date. She was like, yep. She was googly eyed. He didn't judge her that she was divorced 5 months. Like everything was just really nice. Even talking about the kids and like she looking at it being like not a bonded family, but like even if they don't have kids, like she finds it like more the better. Like we are gonna be a family. He was saying the things she wanted to hear, but it didn't seem ungenuine. It didn't seem like he was just saying it. It didn't seem like, so I was just like, okay. And he's good looking, pleasant to look at, smart, intelligent. He can hold conversation. He's strong. He doesn't look like he's gonna fold like a lawn chair. Like he knows what he's doing. He's got straight back. The spine is there, solid. Solid. There's no flippity flop. There's no chalawote. There's no nothing. So I was just like, you know what, Donovan, you just come. But I enjoyed all his dates. I actually enjoyed all his dates. So I don't know. I don't know if it doesn't look like he's playing a game, but who knows? But the way they set him up, with the way they made that scene, like 1, 2, 3, like the way they showed the 3 dates like that, I was like, yo, definitely something purposeful with that. Like, you know how production they want the drama, they want TV gold. So something might be cooking. But he's doing well. Like even I feel like Sabrina has put him like he's now maybe in the top. But then what happened to Tori's delusional? But anyway, what happened to Tori? What happened to Demi? I don't know. She forgot about them, and she was just like, "Yep, I'll sleep with you." You didn't give me none of that energy with the other ones, but she was ready. I was like, Sabrina, she was happy. I can see that she was smiling in the eyes. Hey, when you're smiling, it's over.
It's and the eyes.
He's a good looking brother, isn't it? That's why, man. He's a smooth, good looking brother, man. He tall too. Listen, I mean, I can't blame her, bro. You know what I mean? I can't blame her. The guy looks like Genuine too. You got your little Genuine. Listen, pony. Might be a little shelling, but hey.
You know something, right? When I listen to his voice for those 3 dates, the date with Sabrina is the only date that his voice, there was one point during the date that his voice dropped and became more tender. I was like, I like her.
Yeah,
I just enjoyed it. Because, you're on other dates and, you're asking questions and you're engaging and you're doing all of those things. You're being polite. And then there was a point with his date with Sabrina where his voice just softened, and I was like, yeah, he likes her. He really likes her. So let's see,
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely hearing you, girls and gents, I try to say a little as possible because I'm a bit biased because I actually know Donovan a little bit, so it's a bit hard to give constructive feedback. But I told him if he messes up, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. So he's doing all right now. Donovan, you're doing all right? All right. You know what you're here for, right? Okay, cool. He knows he's watching. All right, cool.
Oh no, I feel like you've got the intel. Like, bruh, like what's about to happen? Tell us the tea in the chat. Just
He
us,
knows
not
more than we
YouTube.
do.
Come on, Kojo with the
You
tea.
hear the evil laugh there. That's how you know.
Kojo's
Kojo
proper
gave it
laughing like,
Yeah, he's out of order. He's out of order.
oh
Let's just say it gets a
no.
little bit tasty.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay,
Let's get
all
Laverne
right.
on there. Let's get Laverne on there. Okay. So Laverne was also moving with pace on this episode. He went on his second he went with the person who was second on his list, but made her number one. I think even Tommy was very surprised by the Usher U-turn that he produced. So again, this is what can happen. I personally think he quit the Joy thing. I don't think he chose Ace by Ace standards. I think he quit the Joy thing, but that's my personal opinion. But what's you guys and what's you ladies' thoughts on Laverne first and foremost date with Ace and him choosing Ace at the end? What's your thoughts on that? Mr. Lash, I'm going to let you go first this time.
Like I said before, this guy wants to stay to the end. He's already said it. He even said it when the ladies were talking to him when he nearly gonna get, when they talked to the two guys and they had to choose who wasn't ready to love. Like, he's already said it in his confessionals that he's going to be there to the end. I feel like it's just too much. You bought her a gift. Nice. That was nice. That was really nice. But now you say, I need to rub it on you. Charlie, are we in the beach? Does she need lotion? Is she dry? Is she ashy? What is the meaning? I need to rub it on you. And even she was confused. She's like, rub it on me? And he's like, yeah, like, bro. Oh, you tell everybody that Laverne is me, and what is all it is? She is me, and me. Laverne. So you want her to tell everyone that, and so he just wants to make it to the end. It's just not genuine. You're telling us about, I'm planning Christmas, I'm planning holidays. Slow down. Even Tommy's like, wait. She was your number two, now she's the one. Yo, like, this guy is giving me a headache. Real migraine. It doesn't seem genuine. It's too much. You're laying it on thick. And because she's getting lost in the sauce, poor Ace. Because she's so calm and breezy, like, she's just getting lost, gone with the wind, fabulous. Because she's like, oh well, all the ladies say this, but I don't see that with me. She's just Erica, but just she's enjoying it. She like the flirtation, him giving her attention. She enjoys that. It's making her feel like So she's getting flustered. She's getting like hot and heated. So she's being blinded by him saying all these nice, sweet nothings in her ear. That's making her feel like, yes, it's me. No, but it's going to be a thing that, okay, get to the end, and then come to the reunion. And then what happened with like the other couples where it's like, yeah, nothing happened. After the reunion done, no conversation and nothing, no dates. He just wants to get to the end. Like, I don't know what he's trying to promote, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I was just like, bro, like, relax. You need to tell everyone it's me. Let me rub cream down on you. Are you all right? Is everything okay back home? No, he's doing too much. He really just wants to get to the end by any means necessary. He's going to get there to the end. And yeah, he did give up on Joy because Joy is all into Clifton. Joy has made it loud and clear. She don't want to play no game. She don't want to waste no time. She don't care. She knows it's Clifton's that. So he's like, well, I can't get to the end if there's competition, if she's already on Clifton and he's number one. Let me get the only person that I have. The only person who's falling for all my shenanigans, because all the other girls wasn't falling for it. So he was like, okay, I'll give Ace. And they say, yeah, you don't like with me. It ain't like that. Ooh, okay. Maybe you're getting lost in the trance. I don't know what hypnotism he's put on you, but you are just, no, he just wants to get to the end. Rubbing cream. Baby, you're at a restaurant. She ain't ashy. If she's ashy, you could tell her off screen, baby, you need a cream. But the way she was like, Robert, she looked confused. The confusion in her eyes was like, Robert on me. And he's like, yeah, we just got right in there. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. That's all I
I
gotta
hear
say
you on
about
that,
him.
man. It's rubbing a hand for me. I hear you. Zion, what's your thoughts, man?
I agree. I agree. Yeah, he was doing the most. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was like, Laverne, calm the hell down, man. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. You're so desperate. You're out here, you know you want to win the game. He wants to be in the final so bad, yeah. I was just like, I'm thinking Ace is so soft and like she's falling for it, like the cream and everything. He literally went to wherever it was, Body Shop, wherever it is, he went and got that nice cream, and he thought, yeah, this time we'll get. I bet he was in the till at the till like, this is it. I'm gonna win this. Like, I'm really gonna get her like this. Like, you know what? This is her favorite cream. Like, because you know, black girls like cream. Okay, we like to be moisturized. Okay, yeah, he knew what he was doing. I think he's out. He's playing a game. He's trying to get to the end, and he doesn't care who he has to like kill to get there. He's gonna do it. Okay, because did they get money when they finish? Do they win like anything? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Well, maybe just exposure then. Yeah, but he's trying to do whatever he can so that he can be the final three. And yeah, I just don't. I don't. Laverne's funny. Laverne's a funny guy. And think about it, yeah. Even when he said, from time he said, I don't trust none of you, to Precious, they should. I don't know. I don't know even know if they said that in the in deliberation. I don't know if she didn't say anything to them about that. No, after the fact. So I don't know if she told them, but yeah, he doesn't trust anyone. Like from then, he's playing a game. He doesn't like any of you. He's trying to win. So yeah, that's what I feel about Laverne. Laverne's weird. I ain't gonna lie.
I hear that still. Thank you very much, Zion. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Charlene, what's your thoughts on our boy Laverne, man?
I just think he's an attention seeker. And when he was on the date with Carmen, and he said, how would you rein me in? He's asking that because he knows himself. He's asking that because he knows that he needs to be reined in. And when I think about Ace, who, by the way, she's soft, she's lovely, but I still don't know who she is really. She is somebody that is not easily triggered. She's not gonna object to his behavior necessarily. But even when he was talking to the guys, when they were deliberating, and then he was trying to give advice. I think that's part of the attention-seeking trait in his behavior. Because by any means necessary, touch my butt, I'm gonna cream your hand, I'm gonna give you advice. By any means necessary, he's gonna try and get the attention that he craves so badly. And just like I would be with any kind of unsolicited advice, unless you are my mentor, my teacher, or my mama, or some kind of relationship expert, you are not qualified to give any advice. And I think especially because I get the impression that Tommy thinks that he's quite immature, just in certain ways. And the other guys may think that too, I don't know. But he is definitely not qualified to be giving out any advice. I honestly feel that because when people don't trust anyone, right, and then you're on a show like this, it can become about strategies and tactics. And you don't understand that you need to be heart-centered to get what it is that you want. This isn't just a show. This is people that you're dealing with. And not just people that you're dealing with yourself. Don't you want love? Okay, you want love. All right. So then if you want love, then show up as someone who is available, somebody who's ready to trust, somebody who is genuine and wants to do the work, and let all of that other stuff go, all of the barriers that you erect to getting love in the first place by not trusting and all of that other stuff. Just let this other stuff go, let love in your life, and be easy. And unfortunately, I think that it takes this kind of show to be the mirror that Laverne needs in order for him to see himself. So for that reason, he's in the perfect place. That's all I'm going to say.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Okay. Fab, what are you saying? Thank you, Charlene.
I've got lots to say about Laverne, but let me just try to keep it concise. The devil works hard, but Laverne works harder. That's number one, 100%. Number two, I definitely agree that he's very insecure and he's very attention seeking. And you know what? As Charlene was talking, I was thinking, if someone told me that Wiley and him were like, if they reverse their ages or swapped ages, I'm sorry. So if you told me that Laverne was 32 or even 28 or even 25, I'd believe you. And if you told me that Wiley was older, he doesn't come across as obviously immature as Laverne does. And I just don't understand. Again, I really want to find out, like, what were his previous relationships like? Was he not able to be his free self? Did he get into a serious relationship very early, like very young? Like, I just can't understand why he's quite playful, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's really important, to like be playful, but there's a time and a season for everything. And I feel like he's just consistently, I want to be the center of attention. Like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Very middle child, like, touch me, let me touch you, that sort of thing. And I find that a big turn off. So I don't really understand it. And Joy. Nope, not Joy, Ace. Sorry, Ace. So Ace, at first I was like, oh yeah, poor Ace. She doesn't know what's coming, and he's like bamboozled her. But then I said to myself, no, actually, do you know what? We're all grown individuals. And I remember, I think in the last season, is it Mumin? I was thinking, oh, poor Mumin. And then I watched one of your interviews, Kojo, and people were like, no, she's a grown woman. She has to know, blah, blah. At some point, everybody has to be, you've got to be in control of your own destiny. You've got to, consider the relationship or the situation that you're, I guess, cultivating with someone, and think to yourself, is this serving me? Actually, are you a sensible person for me to begin to consider a relationship with? Are there not even red flags, but are there things that I don't like about your personality? Do you listen? She's so laid back. Ace is so chill. When I think about them together, I almost wonder, like, if in Laverne's mind, not in a sinister way, and this is going to sound very harsh, if he's thinking, oh, she's easy prey, like, I can just get one over on her. And to me, she's coming across a bit vulnerable. And he's thinking, do you know what? Let me just set my sights a little bit like Carmen, but not quite the same. Let me just set my sights on her, kind of love bomb her, kind of shower her with gifts and say, I think she's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm set. And then I don't have to worry, and I can lock her down. I said, sir, relax, slow down, Bobby Valentino, relax. It was just too much. So it's a no for me. I can't take him.
I hear you on that. The devil works hard, but Laverne works harder. I hear you, baby. JR, what you telling me, man?
Okay, what I got from this date was I agree that Laverne does come across as if he's kind of using Ace to stay in the show. I say that because he surprised his nephew Tommy when they're at deliberations with some of the stuff he comes out with. And, Also, I think one of the telling things that he did at the deliberation when they were told what the task was going to be was because he'd been saying things like joy is me and this, that, the other. I'm not sure if that was to ruffle Clifton's feathers or if it was to stake claim to joy or whatever, but he knows he can't compete with Clifton for joy. He knows that's a lost battle. So the next best thing wasn't even Carmen, who he let touch his butt and all that stuff. It was to go for Ace, who he had kind of done some groundwork on by putting his hand on her knee, like what we were talking about last week. He, like Tory, really took his eye off the ball, and the domino effect of that is now Laverne's been able to get into the little crevice that opened up, and he's got Ace's ear now. And from what I've seen, Laverne is the only one that's actually on Ace like that. I haven't seen anybody else talk sweet nothings in her ear and try and say, yeah, you know what, like it could be me and you at the end of this. And I haven't seen anybody do that. Even when Tori was with her, spending moments with her, he was like spitting raps and poems and stuff. You know, and they were vibing on some Erykah Badu, Nubian King Queen level. But Laverne is kind of giving her the attention and the flattery that I think she hasn't had from the other guys. And that's what she's soaking up, because I don't think she has any other connections either. So he's definitely using her as a meal ticket, in my opinion. Was he love bombing? I would say there may have been some love bombing, yes, but again, I think because no one else is giving her that attention, I think she's kind of receptive to it, but I don't think she's completely blinded by it yet. You know, I don't get the impression that she's like, wow, this guy, you know, oh my goodness, like it could be me and him at the end of the show. I don't think she's quite there or anything. I think she's just soaking it up for the moment, and she's still doing some analysis. And I would say this as well. She is capable of switching, because I remember when they first came, when the show first started, the first episode, when Paul was with her and he asked her about her previous marriage or whatever, she fixed herself up in the chair and she told him one good time that she weren't feeling that. So if she's got any type of energy that she's not feeling, I think she does have it in her to let it be known that she's not feeling it. Like she will speak her piece. But again, with Laverne, she seems to like him at least a little bit, and she's allowing him to whisper those sweet nothings.
Yeah, I mean, Laverne has liked her for the beginning. He has said he really does. He has said good things about Laverne. I mean, Ace from the beginning. So I don't know. It could be love bomb, but I don't know if it is in this case. Is Ace maybe an easy one to pick? Probably, yeah, because there isn't much competition for her, if any. There's not much competition for her, if any, and so I totally understand why they may feel some type of way about you know, the Laverne and Ace connection. You know, but if he generally does appreciate her, you know, then I'm happy to appreciate him too for appreciating her. But my only thing is with Laverne is because of the insecurity and the negativity that he's shown to other women. I'm like, so has he just chosen a woman that is just seems like she's not gonna talk up or not gonna state her point of view or opinion on it? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that Ace is weak completely, but she does have more of a passive energy, seemingly, when it comes to compared to the other women. And it's yet the other women that Laverne had an issue with. You know what I mean? In terms of everyone saying he's negative, and yet Ace is the only one's got a different opinion. At the same time, Ace is the only one's got a different energy to everyone. So, it could be a bit of both. It could be that maybe she's just a better connection for him and doesn't make him feel insecure. It could be the girls are crazy women on the other side. Who knows? But I think personally that I think that he's chosen Ace, because of her quieter nature. She's less inclined to stand her ground against him if he decides to choose a certain path or anything like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to judge him too harshly. I'm allow him for now, because I do agree. I think he might be trying to stay to the end. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he did say that. He said he's not getting voted off. The last time he was, he said he's going to the end. So, a brother tells you that in the cutscene, I'm going to go to the end. You need to believe him. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. Man, he might even have a last minute heart change and choose someone else at the end. Who knows what he'll do to stay in the end? So, yeah, never play with a brother who wants to stay on the show. But what was your kind of thoughts real quickly on, Laverne's asking the men to choose, right? Was it the right advice? Was it contemptuous, the time to choose? Like, what was your kind of thoughts on him asking the men, to be intentional with their choices? JR, what's your thoughts?
I thought it was a similar tactic to what he did last week with the truth or dare. Basically, it's an attempt to draw out who's your strongest connection, ruffle some feathers, set the cat amongst the pigeons, maybe get some squabble in between the guys so he can sit back and analyze and see who's feeling who. Are you ready to fight for her? And he's just sitting there just watching everybody else do it. He's just dropping the bomb and watching it do the damage, and he's watching how everybody flees from the scene or who's surviving, right? So I think he's used to playing those kind of games, those type of tactics to get to wherever he wants to get to, because we've seen it twice in the space of 2 weeks. So I'd also say that for him to be given advice, not a good look. Why? Because as we just said, his only real attachment or only real object of his affection, not objectifying her by any means, but I'm saying the only girl that he seems to have a real shot at is Ace. So, man, you got Donovan, like we said, with at least 3 or 4 connections. He ain't gonna want to listen to Laverne, who's got 1. Like, who are you to tell me how to go about playing this game when I got 4 connections, you got 1? That's probably what Donovan's thinking. Demetrius has at least 2, even though he's building heat, which I'm sure we're gonna come on to at some point, but he's building heat at the same time, whilst he's got a couple of connections. Paul has at least 1 or 2 connections still. So, the only person that was really in agreement with Laverne was Tory, because he goes, I'll have a drink to that when Laverne made the statement. So, and Demetrius, rightly so, challenged him and said, bro, just focus on yourself. Just because whatever you said to Ace sweeted you, yeah, or whatever vibe you got, you may be sprung, but don't come in there drunk with power and try and tell everybody how to date and how to go about strategies and things, because, bro, you ain't got it like that, bro. Clifton's got more connections. All the guys have more connections. So they're probably shaking their head nah, cheek. You got some cheek coming in there talking like that.
I hear you on that. That's actually a good breakdown. The fact that he has only got 1 connection where everyone else has got two. I mean, Joy could be considered a connection, but we know that Joy is on Clifton, so it's not really a connection. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll talk about Joy later on. Miss Lash, what's your thoughts? Real quickly on Laverne, ask the men to choose.
I think he, again, by any means necessary, he's insecure. He knows, look, he only got one connection. He needs to ruffle up some feathers. I agree with what JL was saying, like how he was doing it with the truth or dare. He's thinking, okay, who's going to compete against who? Who's the weakest link? Who's going to make an ass of themselves? Who's going to blow up and make the other connection be like, you know, I'm not interested in you no more because you're doing too much. He is just throwing the rock and hiding his hand. Yeah? This guy is just like, I feel like insecure, you're the kind of the weakest link, but you're too proud and you want to show that, yeah, I've got the chess moves. I've got the king, I've got the power move. Like, bro, everyone is doing their thing and everyone has more than one connection. They're trying to navigate the process. You're trying to tell people, narrow it down, you've got to pick the one. Just because you've got one, you've only got one in the bag. You've sweetened up Ace. You've given her all the sweet nothings. You've made her feel tantalized and all that. Spice, nice. But, bro, let everyone else do what you're doing. You're not Tommy. Just because your head is bold and shiny, you're not Tommy, my dear. You are not Tommy. We don't need to rub your head and ask for wishes. You're not the genie you're not nothing. You're here as a contestant like all the other guys. Let everyone navigate the process as it needs to be. Are you Tommy's assistant to now be telling people, you know, don't be afraid because no. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to cause chaos. He doesn't want peace. He wants problems because he's insecure and he's only got the one that he's trying to hold down in. And because all the girls kind of have a problem with him, like he could be the next person up when it comes. Because even though Ace might want to try and save him, but majority rules. If majority of the females are like, nah, he needs to go. So he's trying to make something happen so someone else can get the heat, or he's making some moves because he, by any means necessary, is making it to the end. That is it. He sees his focus, his tunnel vision. He's like, by any means necessary, I'm making it to the end. He's like, count this day. I've said it. I've written it in the sky. I'm making it to the end. So he's playing some. He's lucky because the way some of the guys were looking, like, you need to get your ass beat. Like, I need to give you 1-1. If you don't hear, you must feel. You want to keep chatting? Okay, let me show you something. Because he's doing too much. He's doing too much. You don't have the authority like that, bro. But I feel like he's just insecure. He's the weakest link. He's only got one connection. So he's doing everything he can. He's pulling everything out the bag to try and just stay in the game.
I'm hearing you. Zion, what's your thoughts?
I definitely agree with you guys. Like, yeah, he's trying to do something. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he was just trying to piss everyone off. And you know, the guys were just like, nah, bro, it's not gonna happen. It's not over here. You know, I think he's trying to find out. Maybe he wanted them to air their business. You know, like, well, I'm not feeling this one or whatever. So that maybe he could grab another person. You know what I mean? So then he's got two, because then if Ace goes, because the guys are not really talking about Ace like that. So maybe they're going to vote her off next. So he's thinking, right, if I find out that a couple of them got like a week, like they're not really feeling this person, I'm going to grab that person and keep them for myself. So then when Ace goes, I can just go straight to them next. You know what I mean? So then it keeps him in the game. Does that make sense? So yeah, I think he's got a plan. If plan A don't work, he's going to move to plan B. Yeah. And at the same time, piss everyone off. That's how I took it, because they were not having it. And I think him and Demetrius got into it probably twice, because probably before, and it probably wasn't recorded, when he said that, you know, like every time I talk, you're talking over me, da da da. So I'm thinking they must have got into it last time, and he probably said something in deliberation that we didn't hear, and they probably got into it, and then Tommy probably just shut it down, you know. So because Tommy didn't look like he was shocked by them going like, you know, at it. So I don't know, but that's what I think Lavern's doing. So yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing you on that. I'm hearing you. Personally, the faces of the men when he started talking is picture perfect. Eric, before he even finished in the lands, Eric's like, you know,
what you doing,
Demetrius is like everyone's. I think he's one of those. You know, one of those people that in school that when they start talking, everyone's like, "I beg you, shut up."
Yeah.
No one's like, you're talking, shut up. Like no one wants to hear your voice, bro. Like he's one of the people there. Yeah,
the demeanor's changed real quick. Like it's not it. It's not
Nobody
it.
wants to hear
Like
from
don't
you.
tell me what to do with my life. Like even what's his name?
Donovan.
Donovan. Even Donovan was like, I just got here, like, and you're telling me.
It reminds me of Zadia and last season we had the same thing where Sydney was like, I just got here, like y'all telling me to shrink already? Like I just got here. Same kind of vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah, the men don't like him. And that's a rarity when men don't like other men. Fab, what's your thoughts?
I've got a few things to say. Like I said before, the devil worked hard, but who? Laverne worked harder. Yeah? Because like JR said, my man was like, right, everybody fight. It's like he thinks he's like a superior Power Ranger and he wants to like throw his skills in or something and then watch everybody like fight it out amongst themselves. It's very odd to me. The second thing is, to be honest, he was talking the hardest to Demetrius, and I thought, sir, if I was you, I would relax. I'm sure Demetrius was in the army, 2 tumps, and it's over for you. I know you're a bodybuilder, but please calm down because you don't know how it's going to end for you. Honestly, when Demetrius was like, nah, sir, I said, oh, this is going to go left. I'm not messing with anybody that's been in the armed forces. No. And my last thing to say is, I don't know how tall you are, JR, but I'm just going to say it because I feel like it. I feel like Laverne has short man syndrome. And that's all I'm going to have to say because he's always trying to prove, I feel like trying to prove himself and, you know, oh, feel my butt, feel my thighs. And the thing is, Laverne is a good looking guy. Honestly, he's a good-looking guy, and I'm trying to understand why he feels like he has to prove himself so much. So you know what I've landed on? He must be very short, and he's very intimidated by the other guys because his behavior is very wild to me. And it's just not, it's actually really unattractive for a guy that's very physically attractive. It makes you just think to yourself, no, it's not cute, it's not nice, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it at all. And when men don't like other men personally, that's a huge red flag to me. I don't like that behavior, whether it's because you be acting, you know, guys, some people say, oh, I don't like that guy, he's acting like a female. Like who was the guy in the last season when Sydney said to him, Naeem, can you give him
Naeem, yeah.
I don't like that behavior. And I don't think Laverne's done it yet, but I think he's got a very real capacity to be doing a whole he said, she said behavior that I just don't think is really fitting for men at all. So no. But Laverne, if you're watching, I think you're a lovely individual and the love of Jesus, I pray it over you. But on this particular episode, it's a no.
Sis, I think you brought it up correctly. I think you said it right. Just like the Naeem situation, yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare to find men when we don't like each other, like we don't like, especially not like a single person. It often means you have a bro code, or you are moving very mad. And it looks like Laverne is moving very, very mad the way he is. He's sticking out way too much. Even Paul is liked by the guys, and he didn't say anything. That's to tell you everything, man. Laverne, you're doing something that's making a lot of the man feel some way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, something about that. Charlene, what's your thoughts?
Well, I kind of mentioned some bits briefly before. But I just want to come from a slightly different angle. Because what is life when you have to be that analytical and that strategic, always thinking, plotting to try to come out on top, to try to get to the end? Like, what is that life? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, from the perspective of Ace or anyone who's dating him, okay, I know Ace's type. Very embodied, very quiet. She looks passive, but she's very sensitive and discerning. This is the kind of person that I'm thinking Ace is, right? And I am wondering, because if you're discerning, you can see beyond what they're showing you. There's a feeling, there's an energy. I am wondering if she even feels safe with this guy, because he seems like the type to make plans with an agenda without consideration for the person that he is with, because the plan is more important than the person. He comes across as that type. And so I'm just wondering, what does Ace, not what does she think, what is she feeling from this guy? I know she has said, oh, he's not like that with me, but I would love to pick her brain and just be like, sis, what are you saying? Tell me the truth. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
I'm hearing you on that still. I'm hearing that. We'll leave Laverne there. Okay, Laverne, fix up. All right, look sharp. The mandem don't feel you. All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about Tina and Demetrius. We'll keep it a bit more short because there's other bigger ones I want to talk about. But your thoughts on Tina and Demetrius? She told him basically, bruh, I don't know why, you didn't come up to me at the pool. Did she have the right to challenge him the way she did? Or, is this just part of normal conversation that she gathered him up like the angels did the wheat? I want to kind of get your thoughts. Charlene, I'll let you go first this time. What's your thoughts on Tina and Demetrius?
You know something? I've been wondering about Demetrius, and I am wondering if it's because, when he announced to the group that it was going to be AP that was leaving, I am wondering if that has promoted him as the face of the mess. I'm wondering if he's being seen that way because he was the person that announced AP's departure. But what does not help Demetrius, and it never has helped him, is when you say things like, you're going to have to peel me back like a flower. Because it's not just introversion, it's passivity, it's silence, he's behind a wall. And when you are behind a wall in that way, people make up stories about you. And they come to all sorts of conclusions about who you are. So they think that you could be messy. Are you even interested in me? And meanwhile, you're there like, but wait, I'm interested in you. But if you don't open up, no one can actually see who you are. So these are my thoughts so far on Demetrius. I don't think that Tina, she said she went in hot. I didn't think personally that she went in that hot. I think she was just more like, who are you? What are you about? And I think that's a legit question.
Okay, all right. You're putting the heat on Demetrius. I hear you. Okay. Fab, what's your thoughts?
Is Tina the lady with the 2-year-old daughter? Yeah. I've got a few things to say about Tina, but let me not present myself in a bad light this afternoon. Yeah, because I'm trying to understand where your clothes are. I was very confused I said it. Sorry. On the first episode,
No,
not when she's walking and they keep showing it. I couldn't see her clothes. It's halfway down her body. Wear what you want to, babes. I was just like, oh, okay. Anyway, very beautiful woman, very, very pretty. You know what? Her encounter with Demetrius, for me, I thought it was fine. I don't think she was that hot with him personally. I think it's almost like there's a thing or like a trigger, and then Demetrius just shuts down. But so I expect him to shut down, but he kind of, in this scenario, in this setting, he didn't really shut down. Like I thought he was going to, based off her energy, because I thought she came with like a little bit of like entitlement, like, well, prove me wrong then, like, you know, like I thought you were a player, and she was like, I thought you were this kind of guy, and blah blah blah, and he was just like, oh, okay, well, you know. And he kind of came back at her, which I really didn't expect. I can't figure out what it is about Demetrius. I think Charlene's right. There's being an introvert, there's being passive, and it's almost like sometimes he just does not want to be there. Couldn't give a heck, as in somebody had to force me to be here today. But yeah, I don't know. I think him and Tina, there could be something there could not be something there. I think he's so laid back, sometimes he's almost horizontal. But since he had to announce AP leaving, it has come like him catch brave. Like, you know, something happened and he's kind of walking with a bit more purpose. I said, okay, show us what you're made of, Mr. Army Man. Like, reminders. But for me, it's still very up and down. So yeah, I don't know.
Let me play a clip. I'm not saying anything, Fab.
Do that.
Oh, I've gone too far. Sorry.
No way, kind of gave me player vibes.
Player vibes?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, and I don't want to make the assumption. So
that was Tina there. There was a lot of. Yeah. So, Zion, what's your thoughts on Tina and the Demetrius situation? Talk to us.
She kind of did make the assumption, though. I know she said she didn't make the assumption, but she kind of did, because she already said you was giving me player vibes because you had women biting your ear and doing all this madness. But I feel like it's a part of the game. You can't say nothing. This person is not your man, so it is what it is. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. I felt like she did come at him, like, obviously straight, which is expected, I guess, because you're trying to get to know someone, so you need to be like 100% honest. You know what I mean? But I don't know. She just, yeah, it wasn't like, I don't know. Demetrius is, I think he's showing more of his personality now that I think he's been put on the spot. And I think Tommy was trying to get him to do that, because, you know, when Tommy was like, I want you to say who's going home and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, like, why are they getting Demetrius to do this? Like, but I get it, because he's not really been saying anything. Like, even on the bus when that situation with, he was like, it was just awkward. Okay, it was awkward. It was very strange. He was just quiet, sitting there, like. So yeah, I don't know. He's a bit. I don't know. He's probably a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. But he needs to come out of his shell a bit more. I think he's doing it now, but maybe because people are calling him out on like what's up with you, you know what I mean? But I think he's more so focused on Sabrina. Like, I don't think he really cares about anyone else, to be fair. I think he really likes Sabrina. I mean, look, even when he kissed her, like, everyone was like, oh my god. So I don't know. But he's probably a nice guy, you know what I mean? We don't know what he's doing. This is the thing. We don't know what their behavior is like behind the scenes, innit? All we know is what they're giving us for TV. He might be very extroverted outside the cameras. He's just giving us like, well, maybe like drops of it. You know? It might even be too much for us. Who knows? So yeah, I don't know. But that's my thoughts.
Hearing you on that, baby. Okay, all right. Miss Lesh, what's your thoughts on our boy Demetrius? Is he doing stuff behind the scenes?
I feel like because he had, you know, a tough start. I feel like production, Tommy, everyone's kind of be like, look, you're not really giving us anything. That's why they gave him that, like, okay, you're gonna say who's going. And since then, like I said, there's been like fire lit up his, because there's a little bit of bass in his step, voice, everything. He's given a bit more than he was before. He was just a dare, just he was lost. I think he was lost. He was in the wilderness. But right now he's trying to give a bit, and behind the scenes I feel like he's really, I don't know what he's saying, but Sabrina was tantalized that she forgot about Tori. So he I guess he can do it. Like if he really likes somebody, he can put it on them and make them feel like, yeah, like this is the guy for me. We don't know. He wasn't given much of a personality, but maybe behind the scenes he's larger than life. Who knows? But I think everything now is very purposeful, and he's now trying to be like, well, I'm not going to get lost in the sauce. I'm not going to be forgotten about. I'm not going to be the one that I'm hardly in any scenes. When I am on a scene, I'm going to show up. I'm going to give a little bit more. There's going to be some seasoning this time. It's not just salt and pepper. There's going to be a little bit of something mixed up in there. And I feel like I've seen more personality with Tina than with Sabrina. I feel like there was something in there. I didn't feel like she came in hot, but I feel like, you know, when a girl is like, okay, they've written a guy off, like he wasn't really showing that he's interested, and she doesn't have time to waste, and she ain't chasing no man. She was at the when they're all at that house, and he was quite reserved. She's like, well, I don't even think he is feeling me, and I'm seeing him nibbling and kissing up on this girl. Obviously, he's feeling her. I'm not going to waste my time. Like, we're here to go through the process and get connections, and she's coming a bit later. So her head's like, okay, let me cut off who I need to cut off so I can focus on who I can build connections with. So she was just giving questions to find out, okay, well, I don't even know why we're on this date, because I didn't even think you liked me. It was giving me this vibes that I'm not saying you are like this, but this is how I'm perceiving you. This is how I'm taking you. And she just wants to know, like, are you really feeling me or not? Like, she kind of was surprised that he's banged her on this date. But I feel like he said, he likes a woman who knows what she wants and this, that. So when she was coming in, like, I know what I want, like, what do you want? Asking the right questions, it made him be like, okay, well, this is the kind of woman I want. I want someone who's a bit more assertive. I want someone who knows what they want, and they're not kind of wishy-washy away with the fairies. Like, I think, like, she brings something different out of him. And I could see that the way he was just like, well, you know, I like, Sabrina's always been at my top, but I can see, like, he can see something. I feel like they'll, in the outside world, I feel like he would want more of a Tina than a Sabrina, of just the way how it went on a date. The way he's always laid back. Maybe behind the scenes there might be sexual energy, sexual with Sabrina, but I don't get, like, I really like, it's more like, okay, competition with him and Tori, then like I'm really genuine. Like, I really, really, really like this girl. Like, I'm not really getting any ooze, but with this girl, there was a spark that I saw in him that I haven't seen with him and anyone. Something, she lit something up. There was a little light that, this is something that, you know, I actually like. Like, she's not making me feel like a little boy, but she's still letting me know, like, hey, this is me, and this is what I want, and I just want to know if you're on the same page. You know, so I didn't mind the date he had with dinner, but he was trying to, then he just kind of messed it up while trying to give it, like, you know what, let me be a bit like, yeah, we are going to talk again, and yeah, like, you were trying to be, I don't know if you're trying to be sexy, I don't know if you're trying to be cheeky, I don't know if you're trying to give this next kind of macho, like, yeah. I was thinking, I haven't seen this in you in anywhere else, and now all of a sudden you have turned around and you're giving us Clark Kent. You have arrived. You're something else. I'm showing you this. I'm showing you that. I was like, biting of the lip, drinking. Yeah, you what? I was like, from someone who was just lost in the sauce, now you want to give, yeah, because I haven't seen him really flirt like that, like making it be like, but yeah, are we gonna have another conversation? Yeah, we are gonna have another conversation. We are gonna see each other. We are gonna have another date. Yeah, we're gonna get a phone call. Are you gonna call me? We are gonna. I was like, wow, this guy is showing that. Yeah, I am interested. So Demetrius, he has risen from the ashes. He has risen, and he's showing that every scene there's going to be purpose. More than all purpose season, there's going to be purpose. It's going to show up. So, but he is getting a bit messy because there's already girls who feel like he's out for them. He's spreading rumors. He's doing this. Like, my boy, I feel like, I don't know, maybe the talk with production or whatever that said, like, you know what, you're not giving us anything. Now you're trying. I feel like now you're trying to give us something.
Mm.
I know.
I hear you on that. Okay. Demetrius is down for the count on this panel at the moment. JR, talk to me. What are you saying, bro?
Slightly different take. I had a slightly different take than everybody else. So I thought this was Demetrius Gets Smoked part 1. Because obviously there's he gets smoked again. But we'll touch on that later, I'm sure. But this is Demetrius Catches Heat part 1. I think Tina did come in hot. I think when she started talking about, you know, you're giving off player vibes, and just the way she was addressing him, it was like she's giving him a dressing down almost. And he was kind of surprised. He was kind of taken back by that, which is why he's like, what, player vibes? Like me? Man, my connection is only with Sabrina at the moment. I haven't really taken the time to get to know the other girls. I haven't really had the opportunity. That's the kind of levels that I picked up from that particular interaction. And straight away I was thinking, wait a minute, how come Demetrius is getting smoked by Tina? And again, we do see him get smoked again, but how comes Demetrius is getting smoked, but Laverne isn't? Like, what are the women doing? They're looking at the wrong dude. Like, so, yeah, for me, he's a bit of a dark horse. He's obviously him and Serena obviously conversing, communicating, texting, or whatever, off camera. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they just like each other and gravitate towards each other, and she's attracted to him, and he obviously favors her more than the other ladies. But I think Tina should have remembered something. It wasn't Demetrius that just got up and randomly started kissing on the different women on the show. He didn't do that. It was Truth or Dare that Laverne suggested that everybody play. And Sabrina was up before him. And Sabrina came, and her dare was to lick on his ear, which she did. And when it was his turn, which was pretty soon after that, his dare was to go and kiss the person on the lips or something like that. So he got up, he went to Sabrina, who is his number 1, and kissed her on the lips. So he didn't kiss any other girls. He kissed the same girl that said that he was her top pick. So I don't know what Tina's observed with this whole player narrative, because it's assumptions like that that can ruin or be messy and mess up the guy's prospects. So yeah, I think Tina came in too hot, in my opinion. If you're not feeling the brother, that's fine. Like, you don't have to. But again, like, you can't be feeding off other people's gossip and whatever the ladies might be saying. Make your own assumptions. Just like Ace was saying last week about Laverne, you know, there may be people that are not really feeling Laverne's vibe, but she is. And I think Tina came in with the wrong energy, making assumptions about him. Usually when someone starts off by saying, I don't mean to be rude, or I don't mean to be this, they usually go in and be rude. They do exactly what they say they're not going to do. So yeah, I think he got smoked by Tina. If you're not feeling him, that's fine. There's other options out there for you, but yeah, I'm not sure that he fully deserved the heat that he got.
Yeah, I'm hearing you on that, bro. Yeah, I mean, I think Demetrius obviously, you know, he gets a bit of a does get a hard rep in it. I think they have said something about Laverne. I think they said earlier on he was a bit messy. But that's about it. You're right. I mean, after that, it seems to be Demetrius getting in the neck a little bit, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I wonder, maybe he's playing a game. I don't know. Maybe he's playing a game and we're not seeing. But from what I can see, I think it's more of a case of that he's just not jumping at every opportunity to talk to a gal or move to a gal. And I think, you know, maybe he's doing a bit of Phil behavior where he's talking behind the scenes to some of the females because Tina had the impression that a lot of the women liked him. I'm like, oh, okay. So what's going on then? Like, if the women are liking Demetrius behind the scene, he must be doing some talking. The similar thing with Sabrina. I keep asking myself, I have not seen anything with Sabrina, to be fair, for you to now nibble on his ear. So what is going on? Something he's doing behind the scenes that we are not seeing at all. Okay, there's something that he's definitely putting some leg work in. Okay, militant leg work in behind the scenes. Okay, behind the enemy lines, because we barely see anything on the screen. I'm yet to see any real conversation between him and a lady, apart from the first episode, where I'm like, oh, okay, I can see what's connecting here. Nothing's happening. Now that just may be his personality. He might be a more quieter person, and he likes to be talking behind the stage and you know, doing business underneath you know, the bush shell. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm yet to see anything substantial from him per se. What was your guys' thoughts then on quickly then on Joy? Because we've got the last few minutes. So Joy and Demetrius's conversation. You know, they had their little conversation. It got tasty, the conversation did. So want to find out what your thoughts were on Joy and Demetrius. Zion, what's your thoughts?
I think Joy went buck wild. You know, she was nervous. She was like, you ain't coming with no ball. Okay? Not today. Not on my watch. That's how she was moving. That's what I swear to God. Yeah. I thought she was going to take him out. You know, like she was coming at him like, it's not that time. I'm not leaving nowhere. You ain't getting rid of me like this. I know she's seen the show. I never thought Joy would be the one to act like that though. So I was a little bit shocked by Joy. And then she calmed down, and then she was like, "Oh okay, I'm not going nowhere." That's what I thought. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I got from Joy and Demetrius. When they was going at it, I was like, "Ooh!" And Demetrius was piping up as well. Like he wasn't backing down either. So it's like, okay, Demetrius, calm down. But yeah, she was on 10. And she said it. She was honest as well in the green screen when she was like, "Nah, bang bang." So that was funny, yeah. But I don't know. She likes Phil. I mean, not Phil. Who's it? Cliff. That's it. She likes Cliff. So you know, I don't know. You know, you can't force someone. At the end of the day, you can't force someone to want to connect with any other person when they've already made the decision. She's made a decision. I don't think she's ever going to change it. And like, I don't know, just leave it at that. You know, it is what it is, because I think she felt like all the guys were pressuring her to be with, like, to get to know everyone else. And you can tell look how she was when she said when she wanted to kiss Cliff. She'd been dying to do that. So just allow her now. I just feel like they should just leave her alone at this point, because she looks like she'll cut someone's throat after, like, stop playing with her. That Cliff is her man. Let's let it go. Okay. So yes, that's how I feel about Joy.
I hear you on that. I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, Joy is definitely, like I said, I think she's tired of the games. I think she's tired of the process. Like she said herself, she won't quit. Okay, she just wants to be with her man and get on with it. But her man too's out here in them streets, feeding oysters to a babe. So, okay, cool. Mr. Lash, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, Joy is just over everything. Like, she's not caring. She just wants to. The show's called Ready to Love. She feels like she's ready and she's found her love. Like, she doesn't want to be trying to, oblige or just please, the show by going on these other dates and meaningless conversations. She doesn't really care for it. Like, she knows who she wants, and she wants Clifton. It is what it is. I feel like maybe of her conversations with the other ladies who are not really feeling Demetrius, it's like she already has a, like, yeah, I don't like you. I don't know what happened for her to, like, she's not checking for him. She's just like, I feel like something's happened that we don't know, that she's just like, you're playing games, you're messy, I don't respect you, whatever you're saying to me, I'm not listening. And maybe he did something, maybe he's talking to other people about other girls and he's hurt and she's hurt. I don't know. But I got a vibe that she don't have time for Demetrius for some reason. The energy, there's a shift, because it hasn't been like that. But now I can't put my finger on it, but I just know she's tunnel vision. She knows her man. She's claimed her man, even though he is feeding oysters, let it trickle, sexy, deep voice. Like, he's still, even when Takia was like, well, are you open? He's like, yeah. Like, he's letting you know he's still open. He's still ready. He hasn't locked in key nobody. Like, even though Joy might be his number one, he still wants to, go through the process with Takia or whoever else he wants to go through the process. But Joy is like, nah, that's my man. I'm gonna stick by him. So yeah, she's over it. She's like, I'm tired. I'm grown. Like, I've done the games and this, that, and dating around. She don't want to do it. So I feel like, yeah, just leave her be. I get it's a process and that, but she's been on to Clifton from day one. Yeah. And like what Thing said, like when she did Truth or Dare, she ran. She's like, I've been dying to kiss him. She ran to kiss him. That's her man. Like, she just wants to now go in this process with Clifton and just, continue to build and continue to date and just move forward.
Thank you very much, Lush. I appreciate it. I'm hearing you. JR, what's your thoughts on this, man? Joy and Demetrius, man. What happened, man? Oh, sorry. Go for it.
This is Demetrius Gets Smoked Part 2. This is episode 2 of Demetrius Gets Lit Up. So just after recovering or potentially finishing with his date with Tina, he has the unfortunate pleasure of running into a very pissed off Joy. And she completely tried to blow him out the water. Like, I was very surprised by not only the way she showed up to the date, like the energy she brought, but she actually took pleasure from the way she was acting towards him. That completely blindsided me. I was like, wait a minute, wow, like I haven't seen this. Okay. Well, it just goes to show, you know, like some people, like you need to see layers. Some people start off nice, and when they get pissed about something, then man, forget about it. They completely go 0 to 100. Now, what I found interesting was Joy knows that she doesn't have a connection with Paul. She went on a date with Paul. It was mild mannered. They agreed there was no connection there. They were high-fiving, gesturing, yeah, let's be friends, let's be buddies, blah, blah, blah. Completely the opposite with Demetrius. Okay, you don't have a connection with him, but why are you going all out to be like so angry and so aggressive? Like, and again, how are you cool with Laverne, who's also someone you may have, you know, have spoken to or been on a date with, but you ain't feeling him like that. You're feeling Clifton. He's the only guy you're feeling. So I think when she said, you know, like we haven't dated before, so why am I here type thing, because you haven't dated before. Like you're supposed to be open in the process to still being going on dates. And if you haven't been on a date with Demetrius already, then that was the time when you should be going on a date. So I get that you may be frustrated or tired of the process or whatever it is, but it's still a process. And Clifton has not closed himself off to anybody making you exclusive. He's feeding oysters to the Kia. He's fixing plates for Carmen. He's, you know, he's fully open to everybody on some level, but he knows that he has the strongest connection with Joy. But the difference is he is not saying, you know what, I don't want to go on no more dates. What are you doing here wasting my time? Like, why am I even here? You know that I like Joy. Why am I here talking to you? He's not doing that with no other ladies. So I don't understand. I'm not saying she has to do that, but I just was very surprised. I was very disappointed in her, to be honest. I was very disappointed. She was moaning about how tired she was as well. Man, all of them are doing filming for the same amount of time. You know, all of them have long days, early starts, late finishes, production meetings, all that stuff. And no one else is complaining about it like that. So, yeah, Joy, yeah, you went down in my estimation. So, bang, bang. That was my 2 cents.
Not you imitating Joy, bro. I definitely hear you though. Charlene, what's your thoughts, man?
It came across like Joy had that much heat because she resented being almost sent home by somebody that she considers to not be as committed to this process as she is. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the tea is on Demetrius behind the Ready to Love scene. I don't know what it is, but there is definitely this agreement that seems to be being made about who he is. She was asking, are you really ready? Are you really here for love? Are you, is there anyone here that you even like? There is definitely an opinion that he is not here for love. And I think that she resented it. I don't, well, I also think that she's tired of the process, but I think that she would have possibly taken it better if it didn't come from him. But like I said, there is a thread, there is an opinion between these ladies about Demetrius, and I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. But like I said, it doesn't help when you're not just passive and introverted, you're also quite closed. And like I said, people make up stories about who you are. And I don't think that is necessarily good or bad, right or wrong. It's just human nature. You know, someone comes across as a certain way and you're like, oh, they're this way. But they're only this way because they are closed to you. And once you kind of get underneath the shell and you really start to see who the person is, they may present as someone completely different. But I'm curious to see this whole Demetrius thing play out, because the women have been talking about him. There's more than one woman that has come up with this thing about, are you feeling anyone? Are you here for love? Are you a player? There's something here, and I want to know what that is. And that's it.
I hear you on that the consensus is out for Demetrius. Whether true or not, the consensus is out, it seems like, for you, the ladies. So I'm hearing you. Before you go, Joe, I'm going to let Fab go and then you can go again. Fab, what's your thoughts?
I agree with everybody. I'm trying to be very calm now. I agree with everybody. But so I think a few things, and it's so interesting watching someone else go through things, because I think I would act like this. So I'm not even trying to say that I think that Joy is a terrible individual. I don't. Sometimes life is very difficult. You don't have to act, and but I definitely think a lot of her heat was misdirected anger. I was just thinking when Charlene was talking and when JR was talking, do you remember when they went to her and Precious? It was Precious. So it was not this episode, last episode. And they went to that like adult gym, like gymboree thing, a little bit like Flip Out. And they were trying to like balance all these different things. And so Joy, I don't know if you remember, Joy was like walking or trying to balance on something. And Clifton turned around to help her. And she was like, I don't need your help. And he was like, oh, okay. And she's like, when I need your help, I'll ask for it. And then you didn't need to stand there. And then he physically moved away and he was like, oh, okay. And she said, oh, but now you're not there. And he said, well, sometimes you have to go through a few challenges to get what you want. And I said, ding, ding, ding. Let me tell babes, it's time to wake up. And I don't know if Clifton is doing this, but it would make sense to me. I think Clifton is making it very clear, I'm not locked down to Joy. And when I'm locked down to Joy, I'll let everybody know. But until then, yeah, I might have a very strong connection with her, but we're not committed. We're not locked in. And so I'm going to entertain other people. And he's very charming and he's very easy in the eye. And I think that that's what he's doing. Maybe he's doing it a little bit extra to kind of like instigate a little bit of a response from Joy. I don't know. But yeah, I think Joy's feeling it. She's probably hearing from the other women, oh, he's so lovely. He said this, that, and the other, blah, blah, because he's nice, right? And so maybe some of her heat towards Demetrius was, let me tell you something, I'm not going down without a fight. And that's why it really came, because it shouldn't have been directed towards him. He hasn't done anything to her. Like, also, and he's quiet and he's definitely more reserved. So I just thought it wasn't very nice, but I can understand why. She's probably thinking, I'm not leaving here without people knowing. Out of the two of us, I'm the one who's ready to settle down, lock this thing with Clifton. Unfortunately, Demetrius was like, yo, everybody, relax, slow your roll. So that's what I think. But she did apologize. I think in her confessional, she was like, yeah, I was wrong for that. So I hope she spoke to him separately and apologized for her smoke, because it wasn't, number one, it was misdirected. Number two, it wasn't needed anyway because she wasn't going home. But yeah, that's what I think. But I don't know about Clifton. So from the very beginning, Clifton is a reformed player. I said that, and I still think it.
Okay, pulling no punches, baby. I feel you, Fab. I feel you. Misdirected anger, I feel you on that. JR, what are you telling me? Oh, sorry. Bro, I haven't unmuted you. My bad. Go for it, bro.
Yeah, so I was just gonna just piggyback on to what Fab was just saying. If anything, why is Joy not looking at Clifton as having more player vibes? He has more of a vibe with more women than Demetrius does, and I'm sure the women are talking about Clifton behind the scenes, right? Now he feeding girls oysters and things like that, right? Demetrius ain't doing that. Like, the only thing we've seen Demetrius do to his connection is A, get his ear nibbled by his connection, and also go and kiss the same girl that nibbled on his ear. It's the same girl, Sabrina. All right. We've seen Clifton feed oysters. We've seen Clifton with Carmen. Other than the blue eyes, they got on quite well. We've seen him with Ace. We've seen him with did we see him with Precious? But anyway, like he gets on with more women, and more women find him attractive than any of the other guys on the show. And I think Demetrius was next, but and now Donovan's come out of the woodwork, and Donovan's getting lots of attention too from the women for the way he carries himself and all that stuff. So Demetrius being a player, I just don't see it. I have not seen any evidence that he's running around charming loads of ladies trying to get in them drawers or anything like that. But like I said, Clifton has put it out there. He could have fun with the Kia. And he even said that from his own mouth. Again, like, even though he was a bit more reticent, a bit more hesitant this time going on a date with her, man, still got a bit playful, like sexually suggestive, a bit of banter type thing. But yeah, Clifton has a lot more player vibes than Demetrius is like meek and mild compared to, say, Clifton. And I'm not even saying Clifton's a player. I'm just saying, out of the two of them, what is Joy not seeing about this Clifton getting on with the other women the way he does? You know, like, I'm sure the Kia's not messy and gone back and said, yeah, well, this guy fed me oysters and it was delicious and it was suggestive. I'm sure the Kia's not doing that. But let's face it, if she chose to do that, how would Joy take that? You know what I'm saying? Would she go nuts on him like she did Demetrius? Like, so, yeah, I just think, like Fab said, the energy was misdirected. And I would also just add briefly that, like, Precious, she started the rumor, I think, about Demetrius like being a player or something like that. There's something off. I think it may even be just the way that he called her up in front of everybody. I think she's gone back and they kind of sympathize with her being put on the spot like that, like being called to the front of the group and potentially being sent home. I don't think Joy realized that their date wasn't just their first date. It was also a date to say, look, Joy, you need to open up more. Otherwise, you're going to find your backside on the next bus home. Yeah, I don't think she realized that. So she came with the wrong energy because that's not going to keep her in the show. Like, she needs to be having a date with Demetrius and enjoying it because it potentially could send her home next. So...
No, I'm hearing you, bro. I'm hearing you. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think I don't know. Obviously, yeah, I think you made a really good point about the fact that, you know, why does no one else get the player tag? You know, with some people having several you know, contact, well, people who they've connected with, especially our brother Clifton, because he'd be doing the most. With the Kia, especially, he'd be touching, he'd be hugging, he'd be oystering. I mean, what else is he not doing? He just ain't in the bed yet. You know what I mean? So, but you know, so that's a really good point. I didn't even think of it that way. I think also the player vibe thing came from Tina, right? She actually mentioned why she thought he was a player. It's because, one, he didn't come to talk. Do you know what? Actually, when I watched it again, I said Tina's got a problem. It's not him. Tina's got a problem. Because her actual reasoning of why she thought it was a player makes no sense. If you really deep it, she gave reasons why she thought it was a player. One, he didn't come to talk to her. Two, he kissed the girl that he actually liked and has a connection with, and the girl nibbled on his ear. Okay, so he told you he likes you. Okay, cool. Like is not I'm wanting you. I want to get to know you. We're all doing that, right? So for her to straight away say that's a player vibe, I said maybe that's her radar, kind of just trying to, because coming from a toxic relationship can be very difficult sometimes, trying to spot who's real, who's not. So sometimes you can be a little bit sensitive to certain behaviors. So I get it. She could have been a bit more sensitive in that aspect, but it definitely wasn't a player vibe thing. And I think what Charlene said was really important here. When you're a bit more quieter as well, people can actually frame the narrative for you. Any little movement, someone can frame it for you. Any little thing you said can be framed for you. And, I think Joy took the mick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with you. That end scene for me, she took the mick. Because it's like, babe, he's not your issue, right? But I think the reason why she took the mick in that sense, why I said that, is I think she was triggered. And I think there's something deeper that we're not seeing. I think the fear of rejection here is major. Because you going home shouldn't be a big deal. You already got your man. So if you go home, he's going to still be there. He's going to come after. But I think the fear of rejection in that moment was a heavy strand. And so, Fab, you brought up a really great point of, Joy also earlier on when she's got an issue with, and this is something that they were discussing, I think, a few episodes back when he almost choked on a coconut, where she said she was raised by her dad. Now, what wasn't stated was what happens when you're raised by your dad and not by your mom as well. And that is that you develop some of the masculine tendencies, right? So I don't need help. It's a small thing, but I don't need help. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll say you, baby, you don't need help. It's fine. You don't need help. Maybe because, again, remember, vulnerability for her might be, in a sense, it might be seen as a weakness. Remember, us as men, especially us men, when we teach, we don't like to teach vulnerability. We like, if you're vulnerable, you're weak. So if she's getting that message from the father figure, he doesn't have to necessarily say it, but just the actions, that can also come across to her as well. And maybe that's why she kind of rejected the help from Clifton at the ropes. And he didn't make a big deal of it, but you're right, Fab. He moved. He said, all right, cool. If that's what you're saying, I'm going to move. Then she started complaining. Babe, why are you complaining? He's moved. You didn't want the help, but you want him to stay there. He's going to move on. And these are the little things that, sometimes people pick up on. So I think there are some things for Joy, maybe, that we haven't really seen of her. And I'm not saying she's bad again as well. I just think she had a moment. I think she got triggered in it, chose the wrong person. Here's my only issue why I said I don't like her attitude. When you had a chance to review it, you doubled down. That's pride. So when you realize, oh, actually, my bad, I shot the messenger, I got it wrong. No, you said you actually reveled in it and said, bang, bang. And I was like, and so, and I did a review on this and I saw some of the comments and I saw some of the ladies talking about, yeah, Demetrius deserved it. And I was like, for what? And that's why I realized sometimes people are getting into their feelings about something, but there's nothing to, you just don't like Demetrius. It's okay, but let's keep it objective. What did he do? Because then I can get at him as well. I can be like, yeah, Demetrius, you out here, you playing games, you doing this, you doing that. But it's like, what did he do? We don't know what he did yet, as of yet, apart from maybe not chase women. That's all we've done. So I think, Joy may want to look at that. I think she'll probably still end up with Clifton. I don't think Clifton likes Takia that much. I think he just keeps it as a nice little pocket in his card. To go to the end of this. I mean, everyone wants to stay on as long as possible. It's exposure, So, keeping the Kia in the pocket, he's not fully committed to her. That's a plating for him. He's not going to commit to Kia. I'll be honest with you, he's not going to commit to Kia. Because once he make a comment like, oh, you know what, we can have fun, no man is going to translate from we're going to have fun to suddenly, oh, we could be in a relationship. He has left her in the sex category, and that's as far as she's ever going to go. It's unfortunate. But he's going to keep her in the pocket of his arm, just to, tamper, just to keep Joy at bay, okay, and not jump in too soon, and then he'll continue the course of the show. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, so, yeah. Okay, we have run out of time. I've actually gone over our time. So, what I'll say is, audience members, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to let my guests let you know where you can find them, where you can support them, where you can follow them, and then we'll be out of here. Charlene, I'll let you go first.
Yep, so you can follow me at Charlene the Vocal Alchemist on Instagram, and you can also subscribe to my channel right here on YouTube, Charlene the Vocal Alchemist.
Thank you very much, Charlene. Fab?
you can find me on Instagram at That's Why I'm Fab. And that's for my podcast and for my Christian content series as well.
Love that. Thank you very much. Miss Lish.
Hey, you can follow me on Instagram at Ms. Alosh. That's where you can find me.
Mm-hmm. Zion, what are you saying?
You can find me on Instagram at Zion's Rants, and you can also find me on YouTube. Type in Zion's Rants. That's it.
Love that. JR. Oh, sorry, I unmuted you.
Yeah.
Go for it, JR.
Yeah, you can find me on JRX TV on Instagram or at Real VIP Training, and YouTube channel JRX TV under construction. Stay tuned.
Love that, JR. Thank you very much. Sure. All right, audience members, thank you so much for joining us today. Do me a massive favor. You can see a pinned comment on there. I have been drafted to be involved with Influence Me TV, the contest. I need your votes. Okay. All right. This is free. It's not going to cost you anything. Okay. All right. So if you didn't press a like, you can go and vote. All right. If you pressed a like, you can go and vote. You know what I'm saying? If you love the content we produce, you can go and vote as well. All right. If you don't want to send me money, listen, fantastic. Go and vote. Okay. Listen, I'll take it all. All right. But it's a great contest to be involved in. And, I hope that I'll be able to be a part of it so I can spread the great, healthy content that we have here to a wider mass scale. Wouldn't it be great if we could have this on TV? A live panel. Who wants to be sitting there? We could have our own little goggle box going on. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Black version though. Okay. Sorry, black version. But yes, audience members, it's been amazing. It's been great. I appreciate you so much for joining us. We'll be back here tomorrow night for Married at First Sight for the latest episode that comes out. And then we're back here. Oh, Saturday. We don't have a live because Ready to Love is not on this weekend, I believe. So we won't be on there. We're back the next week. And also Put a Ringers on it as well. So, I'm not going to say much apart from I'm hearing there's going to be some tastiness in that particular series. So, we're going to be following that as well. So, all love, and all fairness in war. Okay. You can do whatever you want in war. So, Joy, listen, I want to be honest with you, baby. You're beautiful. You're lovely. Okay. Please don't shoot my boy Demetrius like that again. Okay. All right. Leave him alone. Okay. Laverne, stop playing with Ace if you don't really want her. But if you do, I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah. And my boy Clifton, leave the oysters alone, sir. Okay. It's bringing no joy to joy. You know what I'm saying? I need you to chill on that. All right. But listen, audience members, it's been amazing. It's been great. We will see you again next week for another tantalizing super panel from the UK Force, man. I appreciate my guests and I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you very much. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. It's not much I would.